a message archiving tool. So will you please tell how is it working and what task is it solving?
Sure. Merge One is archiving and message capture tool. Mm-hmm. So it's built to capture communication information of various platforms that are used by many companies. For example, Slack. Okay, if two people are communicating over Slack within a company, that company usually wants to capture that information, to archive it, so that it can do investigations in the future or to be in compliance with regulations. There are regulations that say everybody's communication has to be saved for, let's say, 7 years. And it's one thing to capture emails, it's another thing to capture communications on different platforms that's not in total control of the company. So it must show to the regulators that it has all this information captured, it can research on it, and it can flag things that should not be said in these messages.
What kind of companies are using your tool, and is it used by the Armenian companies? What companies do you expect to use it?
Okay, traditionally our customers are large financial institutions worldwide. For I can't name names exactly, but the biggest banks in the US, France, Japan, Australia, they all use our products to make their archive more complete. So in Armenia, we don't have any customers yet, but it would be great to have customers here if there is a need. Because while in the beginning or when we started, our customers were more those who were under regulatory compliance, meaning those who had to do this. Now, because the technology is very available and everybody knows about it, a lot of companies are using this just because they want to, not because they have to. For example, we have, let's say, real estate companies, large real estate companies have maybe 10,000 employees, let's say. They want to capture their information just because they want to, because they want to do research on it and see what's going on. And so Globanet offers access to the largest of firms or customers in the world. So the unique thing about what we do here is expose our employees to work with those firms and their employees. And it offers the opportunity to deal with enterprise level software and enterprise level needs. You're talking about working with customers who have 100,000, 300,000 employees. So their needs are unlike needs of, let's say, consumers working with a simple, let's say, not a simple, but an app, let's say, right? And our folks, our employees get exposed to what customers of that size demand and how to be in compliance with their requirements. So their contracts with, let's say, Globanet is pretty heavy in terms of their demands of us. And we must ensure that we are meeting their expectations in whether it's IT security or delivery of product and services on time. That is what we offer to our own employees.
What are the main challenges that the company may face without using such kind of tool? And do you think that your tool is more promoting this data safety concept?
Data safety, okay. It's more a risk for the company not to be using tools like this, because let's say a sales rep made a promise to a customer that he or she should not have. That's going to put the company at risk, because the customer is going to say, hey, you promised me this and you're not delivering. So if you capture the communication and then search for keywords or phrases, let's say guarantee. If a sales rep says, I guarantee a certain return on an investment, let's say, or he's selling stocks or bonds or some securities, the customer is going to say, okay, you guaranteed me this return, you haven't delivered. So what the archive does is it automatically searches for those words, keywords. There's hundreds of thousands of words. It automatically searches for it and flags it. so that somebody else in the company says, hey, why are you using that word? Don't use that word. Okay, or immediately blocks the email from going through. So it reduces the risk. IT security is very, very important for us because our customers rely on us since we have access to their archives. A lot of times we're transferring large data archives from one location to the next, so we have access to this information which contains highly confidential data. So we must be very, very secure in how we operate. And merge one, whether it's merge one or migrate or whatever other products we have, we must ensure that it doesn't drop messages or it's the integrity of what we're moving is intact.
Please tell about the history of the company, please.
Sure. Globanet started in 1996 in the U.S. in San Francisco, servicing IT needs of large companies such as Bear Stearns, Barclays Bank, and HBO, and it was primarily a service organization. 5 years after it started, I realized that there was some need for new products within the email space that I specialized in that were not on the market. So I met with a few people who offered me opportunity to outsource software development to Armenia. That was my first exposure to software development. And so I'd say from 2005 or 2004, we started with various groups here in Yerevan. And slowly began to develop product after product. And given that we saw some high demand and customers wanting these products, I figured to move the company more towards product development, become a software company more than a services company. So now, here in Yerevan, we have our own office now, and we do design, software development, QA, documentation, and support. Of course, yeah, we have 24/7 support out of this office here.
So let's talk about your Yerevan office. How long has it been operating and how many people do you have working here and who do you expect to recruit in Armenia?
Okay, Globanet has been working in Armenia for 15 years, but we opened this office 2 years ago, if I recall correctly. And we're very excited about its growth because we need more and more people here. At the moment, we have at Globanet in the Yerevan office, we have about 20 people, and we've got a few open positions, and we are always recruiting for more in the future. We need people from really intern level all the way to senior developers. So it's not particular slots that we're trying to fill. We know that the team is growing, and we're going to need more and more people, even IT administrators, for example, right? So we need everybody who's willing to learn. It's not that they have to know certain thing in the background. As long as they're trustworthy, they want to learn, they're going to do some hard work. We want them.